between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hey, go! 180! Alert, 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 alert! 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Smooth! 45, 45. Mike, 45. You better bring it. You better bring it.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Let's get this.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. From the shotgun is Trubisky. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Check. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They'll look to throw. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Watch the eye. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Get him on. West. Take him.
Coleman now. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Coleman, and he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Second and 5. Eluding the pressure right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Ready. Hey, logo. Man, I got you.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Open man is Higgins. But he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. Give him a gain of 4. Able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
It's Coleman here. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Pinheiro is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Ready? I got it. Move. Hey, ball. Turn up. Motion. Reset.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Open here, Adam Thielen. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Squeeze, double.
Handoff, Coleman, right side. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. He's got his tight end, Burton. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare 1st down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers, too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
Here we go.
Back to throw now on first down. Buying time to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Come off the ball. Check 31. Check 31. Anyone?
Back to throw now on second and 10. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. From 17 yards out as the Bears push further out in front. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination, but the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
On second down, it's Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Penny, the first down carry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3, Trubisky. His throw here is incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw is probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
18.
Here's Trubisky. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Cook. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On the ground, it's Cook. To the 32. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, Minnesota.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. just keeping the play. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. They run, Cook, and a short gain down to about the 33.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trubisky and the troops staying out there. They will go for it.
Watch that in. Ran, come. Hey, wahoo. Check 45 to Mike. 3 birds.
4th down. Here's Trubisky. The open man is Smith. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
New draw, 4th. Switch. Motion, pop. Hey, check Mike 45. You remember me? Let's go, baby. Alert, flare. Alert.
61, matchbox lights.
Trash, let's go. 45's the mic. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down.
At the Bears' 21-yard line.
40 down. 180.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Here I come.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Now Trubisky. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this from 37. The kick by Joseph is good. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Set to resume. Here we go with the 2nd half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
We'll see if they do just that. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hall. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
It's our time. 49.
They will run again with Coleman. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up.
It's 4th down.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Three down. Mike's 49. Keep it up. Guys.
They're going to look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
General West.
They start the drive with Cook. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Touchdown, defense. 58.
Hey, box drop.
Hey, man, 58, boy. 58 to Mike. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it.
Now it's Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
On 1st down, Coleman. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Dee Ford has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. The point after is good, and the lead is now 17-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep.
Touchdown, baby. You ain't got the key to this one. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Lock in, lock in. Hey, Alpha.
Throwing on second down. Trubisky. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Come on.
Hey, 18. Go.
45, Mike, 45. No chance.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he will score. Touchdown. Chicago. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Next to score, Bears 24.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this goal? And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll drop the throw. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Bilal Nichols in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Let's go, team. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Check 37. Check 37. Get it all. Yes. Show it up.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And now he spins free. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run on first down. It's Coleman. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike, 49. Here we go.
2nd and 8. This pass complete to Higgins. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2nd and 4. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On first down, Coleman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Coleman, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. He'll look to throw. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
58. Switch. Sponge. No.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's able to find Diggs. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Tackle was made by Joel Iyiegbuniwe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Coleman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Coleman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Chicago, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7 and 5. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5 and 7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?